is known to provide a framework within which to consider thereof between different development objectives and, where possible, to identify win-win water investments.
With over 400 kilometers of freshwater availability still under gross utilization, experts have raised concern over the inappropriate use of both surface and groundwater. This hydrological interdependence, according to water officials, deserves some serious attention.
From the total renewable surface water resources of the country, up to 85% come from the Gambia River Basin spread Senegal and Guinea. Within the Gambian territory, River Gambia flows are influenced by oceanic tides, influenced by evaporation and rainfall, augmented by groundwater dispersal into the river and its tributaries.
Despite the huge efforts made by member states in the field of water, the public policies followed in water utilization and management did not reach modern principles of integrated management so far. In order to transcend this situation, the Islamic Conference that held in 2003 in Asia did adopt a strategy for water resources.
As the advocacy campaign continues for improved utilization, management and protection of our territorial waters, it is hoped there will be legislative scrutiny as to come up with legislations. Babakar Kamara, GRTS.
A knowledge-based economy was the subject of National Open Day staged by the Islamic Education and Scientific Cultural Organization, ISESCO, in partnership with Gambia National Commission for UNESCO. The event, held at the National Nutrition Agency, attracted experts for discussions on means of providing general support for the educational, scientific and cultural development of the Gambian people. Mahmoud S. Jallo tells us more.
Education Scientific and Cultural Organization, ISESCO, has been active in expanding cooperation and partnership with universities, scientific research centers, as well as institutions acting within specialty areas, the private sector and other stakeholders, to increase awareness about the importance of exploiting the limitless potential of building member states' economies on the basis of knowledge.
The forum is intended to sensitize governments and the general public to the positive impact of knowledge areas, particularly the incorporation of knowledge through greater integration and wider dissemination, and the use of knowledge as a key for enhancing economic growth and wealth and increasing employability.
Speaking on behalf of the ISESCO Director General, the ISESCO Advisory Board Chairman of the Gambia commended the efforts of the Gambia government in providing the socio-economic infrastructure for sustainable development by transforming the country's economy into a knowledge-based one. He expressed optimism that the forum would respond to the challenges of economic development faced by the African countries.
I am fully confident the forum will highlight the need for reviewing the mechanisms that enable knowledge-based economy and innovation to respond to the challenges of economic development faced by African countries, take the necessary and appropriate measures to make economic reforms, create job opportunities, and achieve economic development in the African member states. In so doing, you will be able to assist in measuring progress on the efforts being made in knowledge-based economy, and look into mechanisms to nurture and sustain linkages between knowledge and economy in the Gambia.
The Deputy Permanent Secretary, Minister of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment argued that information technology, research, science and innovation are crucial to the Gambia government's policy agenda.
In the Gambia today, information technology, research, science and innovation are pivotal to the government's policy agenda of program for accelerated growth and employment, hence the e-government project. Continuing on the academic plane, John Collins goes to illustrate that a successful, experienced entrepreneur is more likely to succeed with a new venture than an inexperienced business person straight out of business school, because enterprise and labor obtain knowledge over time, which in turn increases the worth of both enterprise and labor. Notwithstanding, knowledge can be utilized at the public, private, and individual levels. The wealth of a country relies heavily on the wealth-generating capabilities of its human factors of production, enterprise, and labor, which in turn are dependent on their knowledge to generate such wealth.
Amadou Cissé, Lamin Bite, and Mukhtar M.Y. Dabo deliberated on knowledge management, general overview on knowledge-based economy, and science, technology, and innovation, a resource towards a knowledge-based economy, respective all in a bid to sensitizing the community of the importance of knowledge-based economy for socio-economic advancement of the country. The forum comes at a time when government, firms, and individuals are competing for information, both for competitive and collaborative advantages. Thus, the forum is expected to create opportunities for policymakers, civil society, academic, and businesses to facilitate and develop cross-sectoral projects and initiatives to provide general support for the educational, scientific, and cultural development of the Gambian people. Momodes Jallo, Grts News.
Farmers and other beneficiaries of the West Africa Agricultural Productivity Project have been fine-tuning the draft WAP Social and Gender Action Plan. The one-day exercise was jointly staged by the Department of Agriculture and WAP. Fatou Jassi has more on that.
In the Gambia is part of the national development objectives to enhance the overall government strategies of growth through poverty eradication. It is against this backdrop that the Department of Agriculture and the West Africa Agricultural Productivity Program organized this validation of a draft social and gender action plan for WAP projects.
The action plan will better inform the participants about the project implementation on social and gender. The gender policy in the Gambia as an integral part of the national development objectives to enhance the overall government strategy of growth through poverty eradication. Gender being a cross-cutting issue, the policy is developed along different thematic areas, embracing the government's priority development concern.
Deputy Permanent Secretary Cole assured participants of his office's determination in addressing gender issues in agriculture for vulnerable and marginalized groups. The draft document, according to Director General of the Department of Agriculture, Musa Huma, was developed by the department to ensure that gender and social inclusion are well addressed and meaningfully introduced in the production and value chain development process. Huma commended WAP project management for a commitment that brought together stakeholders and development partners to mainstream gender in all aspects of its development agenda.
The WAP attaches utmost importance to gender mainstreaming in all its activities, to the extent that it is one of our target indicators in the results framework that 40% of WAP beneficiaries should be women, a minimum of 40% of whoever is benefiting from the WAP or the total project targeted beneficiaries should be women.
The day-long forum is expected to avail participants the opportunity to look into the document so as to serve as a working tool for WAP on gender issues. For Grts News, I am Fatou Jassi.
Well, we're going to take a very short break now. The news continues when we come back.
It's a grand spectacular upmarket banquet dinner, grand dance and fashion show of the year under the distinguished Grand Chief patronage of Her Excellency, the First Lady, Madam Zainab Jammeh, Chief Guest of Honor, Her Excellency, the Vice President, Aja Dr. Aissatou Njie Sedi, on the 1st of June 2013 at the Benjamin Hall, lead the goody. Yi ci biir mbalax mi namoon ko yàkkamti woon ko ñépp di ko sentu Fatou Gewel dama ne lépp lu bees the king of Kora, the queen of Manding Sambu Suso, ndaw guddi bu kenn des, platinum $40,000, gold $30,000, silver $20,000, individual $1,000. Support a worthy noble cause sponsored by AfriCell. Gambia suñu réew.